This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Harry's. What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and welcome back to the episode of Rettinger's Riffs. This week, I want to riff on iOS 8. Apple's event was just a few days ago. I was there, I was sitting in the second row, I was watching all the Apple stuff come out, and I got some thoughts on it. Let's go ahead and get started. So first, being at Apple events, or really being at any event, is kind of a cool experience. There's just a huge stage, and there's showmanship, and you're seeing all these people that you read about, and you're the first ones to hear and see about all this new stuff. So I was pretty excited. I was hoping that maybe there's gonna be some hardware out there, but I know WWDC is traditionally just for developers. Last year being the exception when they showed the brand new Mac Pro, but that was more of like a, hey, look what we can do, it's coming in a few years. So no new hardware, but they did announce iOS 8, and of course they announced in the next edition of OS 10 Yosemite, which I'm not gonna talk about right now. I wanna chit chat about iOS 8, which I've been running on my iPhone 5S since it was announced. So they announced just a crazy ton of new features. I was hoping for a total refresh of the OS. They seem to say every freaking year, but it doesn't look like we're gonna get that. It looks like what iOS 7 was a total refresh, and what iOS 8 is more of a fine tuning and adding some of the things that maybe should have been in there with iOS 7 and some sort of very useful features. So before everybody starts yelling in the comments, they're adding features that Android had before or vice versa, just know that operating systems are going to improve over time. They're going to add new features, and only a certain set amount of features that you can have. So there's absolutely bound to be overlap between the two. So keep those comments just a little bit at bay. So there are over 100 new features, but these guys are my favorites. We actually did a whole overview of iOS 8. If you want to see it, you can hit a link down below and we'll take you over to that video. So the first one was what was rumored for a while. We thought it was going to be called Health Kit. Turns out it was just called Health. And Apple, I think, does a really nice job designing their icons. This one is just like a square with a heart in it. So what Health is going to do, it's going to take all these third-party hardware health stuff like Fitbits and Fuel Bands and other fancy bands and sort of put all that information into one application. It's like Passbook for health. Hopefully it'll get more use than Passbook, but it's there. The usefulness, though, I think is still yet to be seen. Family sharing, though, was pretty neat. So if you share a credit card with up to 6 people in your family, you can access all of their stuff. Not like their personal files, but like their stuff that they've bought on iTunes. So their music, their movies, pretty easily just download it over the cloud and it's right on your phone, which is really handy if like your parents or your husband, wife, significant other, whatever it might be, you can access all that content, you don't have to buy it twice. That was kind of a nice and welcome feature, shared calendaring in there, and all kinds of other stuff as well. The one that I think has the most potential is HomeKit. Essentially, it's sort of the Internet of Things, is sort of the terminology, but it's for a connected home. I've kind of gotten on a little bit of a connected home kit. In my own personal house, I've got a Nest thermostat. I just installed a Kivo lock, and I've sort of been evaluating what I could do for lights and garage door and all kinds of other sort of appliances. And what HomeKit's gonna do, it's not like an Apple sort of product, like a physical product. What they're going to allow sort of other products similar to Health work with Apple's HomeKit, so you can control everything from one application. I think that has a huge potential if companies jump on board. So it'll be like Apple certified and it'll work, and that one could be super neat. Third-party widgets, I have been clamoring for this for a while. I was hoping they were going to do it a little bit differently, maybe right on the freaking home screen, but no, it is in the notification tray, but at least it's third-party widgets, so that is awesome. You can do like Sports Illustrated or ESPN or anything you want now right there, which makes me very happy. Interactive notifications, this one honestly should have been there from freaking day one. This is the point where I will say, this is where Android absolutely nailed it. Now you don't have to close the application and jump back into message. You just pull it down and reply, which totally should have been there from day one. So iOS 8's got a ton of features. You can tweak your video and your photos. You can change the color and saturation, but one feature it does not have is the ability to make this face not look hairy. Unfortunately, the appropriate people at Harry's have you covered. You're going to ship razors and shaving accoutrements, that's my fancy word of the day, right to your door. The company's kind of cool. They're less than 1 year old, and they are already just disrupting the entire shaving industry. Down with big shaving, I say, and they're offering a better shaving experience, and most importantly, at better value than the giants out there. They make pretty awesome, amazing German engineered blades, and they cared so much about the quality of the shave that they just purchased the entire 93-year-old German factory that makes them. They're like, hey factory, you are mine now. So if you want to get really high quality razors, Go to harrys.com, use promo code TECHNO and save $5 off your first purchase. $15 is going to get you a set that includes 3 blades, shave cream, and shipped right to your door. They even offer custom engraving options with your initials on the razor. Or you could just spell out a funny name like ASS, like you used to do in the old arcades when you got a high score. Anyway, check them out at harrys.com. Be sure to use code TECHNO. Now, more iOS features for you. Speaking of should have been there from day one, third-party keyboards. Apple was one of the first to have made on-screen keyboards mainstream. They've done a nice job with it, but they have been passed like 80 times over by third-party keyboards on Android. Things like Swift and sort of other third-party options. You can get the typing experience that you want. Now you can have that. Swipe is coming to iOS, and a lot of folks are going to be very, very happy about that. Things like predictive text, it's kind of hard to even believe that Apple hasn't had that before, but it's now finally there and it works just like any other predictive text. So they said it'll learn casual conversation versus business conversation. I haven't seen it learn anything yet, but they're there and that is awesome. And probably one of my favorite features, group messages, for a few reasons. First, you guys have probably been on those long SMS threads that buzz like every 3 minutes. People trying to make plans and then back out of plans and then feel bad about backing out of plans and trying to make other plans. And your phone just buzzes all the time. So you can now do not disturb that thread, which is awesome. You take yourself out of that thread, which is even awesomer. You can see who's in it. You can check out all of the pictures or video that have been sent. You can now sort of do a Snapchat-y feature. You can sort of make your picture or video disappear, which is really nice. You can send voice messages right through text. It's just more full-featured. And it's nice to see those options in there as well. And I'm really happy to be able to unsubscribe from some of these mass texts. Very, very annoying. So obviously got a ton more iOS 8 stuff to talk about. A lot of cool features. Some of it, I think, is just playing catch up like Apple sometimes tends to do. But at least they're there. I know for the Apple faithful, those that are sort of evaluating what phone to get, don't really have an OS allegiance. It's going to be a nice sort of selling point. But as goes with usually these OS announcements, the hardware that's out now is not the hardware that stuff really is made for with it in mind. You look at the next generation hardware, so the iPhone 6. You know, whether it's 4.7 or 5.5 inch screen, whether it's got crazy health sensors, is yet to be seen, but certainly having integrated sensors makes sense with the health app, but who the heck knows? But it won't wait that much longer to see. I'm betting we'll see an announcement sometime in end of August, early September, and see those phones ship around that same time frame. So hopefully, what do you guys think about iOS 8? You excited, not excited? Is it what you wanted? Have you always hoped for? Are you like, listen, Apple, too little too late, man. I have no interest in using you, or I've ditched you and gone on to beautiful greener pastures. I would like to hear your thoughts. And also, I get a lot of questions on this shirt. People ask me where I got it from. We actually have a merchandise store. I don't really advertise it all that much, but I'll put a link down below. All the profit that we make from it goes to charity. We don't keep a cent of it. We have the store through Spreadshirt. They charge us a certain fee. We marked it up 10%, and that 10%, 100% goes to charity. I just didn't feel right taking money and keeping it. So let members of the staff pick their own charity to donate to, and we get over $100. So we've donated to the American Cancer Society. We sponsored a kennel at a local animal shelter here in Orange County for a year. So if you're interested, there's a whole store. Put the link down below. You can get stuff like this and other things. Techno Buffalo, and again, we don't keep a cent of it. Just felt kind of dirty keeping it. But anyway, down below in case you're interested. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy. Until next time, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. See you guys next video. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. You'll be the first ones to know whenever we upload new content. We've got new stuff coming every single day. We want to make sure you see what's new in the world of consumer electronics.